So good morning, punters. Interesting job this week. I've been involved with a builder locally. They've built a new housing estate of 9 quality high-end homes. They're all about 350 to 450 square meters, so good sized properties. They're all fitted with heat pumps, but the heat pumps have been not working very efficiently, and I've got the job of rectifying them. I've done the first one as an experiment, or partially done, and I've got to go back now and rectify the other 8.5, so finish off the one that I've been working on and finish off the others. So very typical problems that I find with heat pumps are incorrect flow rates. If they've got a buffer, the flow rates on either side of the buffer don't match too well. High temperature manifolds fitted on low temperature systems, very common. So it's all the classic mistakes. Undersized pipe work. When I say undersized pipe work, I'm thinking more about the size of pumps required to overcome the resistance, more so than the volume of water in the system. But of course the volumes are an issue too. So these systems have got a Dakin heat pump, a Dakin pre-plumbed cylinder with the internal buffer unit, which I'm not that happy about, and then they had 2 high temperature manifolds that were being fed by a single pump on the pre-plumbed unit. So that pump on the pre-plumbed unit was limiting the flow of water to the 2 manifolds, and so basically starving the whole system. And then there was a design issue with the underfloor heating as well, where the underfloor heating has somehow been designed for a flow temperature of 55 and then done wrong. So some of the bedrooms, even when they're receiving 55 and it's not even -2, so we're not on a design temperature day, just failing to get up to temperature. They're struggling to get over 17 degrees, and actually there's nothing we can do to fix those, just not enough pipe in the floor. And so I think the pipes are something like 200 centers, maybe even wider. But anyway, the customers have agreed on a measure of installing an electric radiator in the bedrooms that just cannot be heated. And just bear with me a moment. In the rooms that can't be heated. So we're fixing the rest of it. We're getting the bills right down by getting the rest of the house to run on appropriately low temperatures. And I reckon we can get this system down to run at about 40 degrees. So ideally we'd be going for 35 to comply with sort of normal low temperature design. If we could, we'd be going even lower, and we should be able to go lower with underfloor, but 40 is going to be the compromise for our flow temperature. And we can get all the rooms in the first house but to warm adequately with a 40 degree flow temperature on a design day. So that's what we're doing. We're going to take off the high temperature mixing sets. We're going to change the single pump on the buffer for 2 8-meter head pumps in series, and which is unfortunately the required head we need to overcome the resistance of the pipework, because the pipework is undersized for the flow rate, and we require a lot of energy to get that, power to get that through. So we're going to be doing that, and then outside the air source heat pumps have been installed too low to the ground. There's not enough clearance underneath the antifreeze valves, and they need to have a gravel bed underneath them to catch the condenser. The condenser comes out of these things like a shower rain head, rather than out of a single point like on the Valent. So we're going to have a gravel bed built underneath it, and we're going to jack them up. And then the pipe work was running up at high level to avoid the electric switching, and the antifreeze valves were at high level. So we've got to repipe those, got to move the electrics, repipe the pipe work down at lower level so the antifreeze valves can actually save the heat pump in a freeze up, and redo all the insulation, which is really badly done. And that's it. So lots of little mistakes, nothing catastrophic too much, I guess. Maybe you'd argue the 2 floors are. So we'll get those done today in the first house. I've got 9 of them to do. I reckon about a day and a half's work for each house, and I've got 9 houses, so I'm going to be here about 3 weeks in total. So a big cost for the builder, and he's got the job, of course, of trying to persuade the original contractor to cough up the money for the defects. But luckily, I'm not involved too much in that dispute. But anyway, I'll make some videos as we go through and post those videos up, so that you can see what we're doing, what we're getting up to. And the first one, that we haven't done the work outside on the heat pump yet, but we've done the internal work, and the lady's bills have gone down by about 50%, she's saying. So that's a really good result. She's gone from totally unacceptable to, you know, the same kind of bills that we're all suffering with the current energy pricing catastrophe. Anyway, all right, well, I'll keep you updated. I'll send a few videos through over the next week or so, and keep you updated on the progress on these jobs. I hope that helps.